Overnight, 2 people were caught vandalizing Schoep's ice cream headquarters on Madison's east side. So this is what Madison police captured, spray painted from the scene. It reads "sale junk" on the side of the building located on Helena Street. When police arrived, the suspects ran away, but they were able to catch one of them, who was found with a number of spray paint cans and markers. Madison police officers have reported seeing similar graffiti in other areas of the city, so they say it is believed that these suspects are responsible for multiple acts of vandalism. From the News Now desk, I'm Phoebe Murray.